Disruptions are expected in the UK today, where up to 500,000 workers are expected to walk off the jobs. Teachers, civil servants, train drivers, and college lecturers in parts of the UK are striking over their continued calls for better pay. So CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly Williams is following this for us from London. Holly, really good to see you. So we've been talking about these sort of ongoing strikes for a while. We knew that they were coming, that we were warned, and they have continued. A new month now and more strikes. Why are things continuing this long? How are we still here?
Well, quite simply, Anne-Marie, the government and the striking workers have failed to reach an agreement. In fact, what they've run into is a stalemate. The workers say that they're struggling with the cost of living. Inflation in this country is running at over 10%. The food and drink prices are rising faster than they have since 1977. What they're looking for is a pay rise that's keeping pace with inflation. The government says that it simply can't afford that. Now, one union official said that the negotiations are, quote, going backwards. Another one said, quote, there are no talks, accusing the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak of trying to hoodwink the public. The unions are clearly extremely angry, not just at the fact that there isn't a deal, but at what they say is a lack of negotiation on the government's part. As for who's on strike, today it's teachers, resulting in thousands of schools either closed or partly closed, border force staff, resulting in disruptions at borders, train drivers and other government workers. As you know, other strikes last month involved nurses and ambulance workers.
Well, it doesn't sound very promising. What other major disruptions are planned for February?
Well, the nurses are going on strike again. That's very rare. Even rarer, on February 6th, nurses and ambulance workers will strike on the same day. That is the first time that has ever happened in this country, and it may be the biggest ever industrial action to hit the healthcare system in the United Kingdom. We're also expecting more strikes from teachers, rail workers and others, including physiotherapists and bus drivers. We should point out that a lot of these strikes have a high degree of public support. The numbers that I've seen, for instance, show public support for the nurses' strike at between 60 and 70%. Many people here seem to feel that while there are international factors in the economic downturn, for instance, the war in Ukraine, the UK government is also partly to blame. And the International Monetary Fund seems to share that sentiment. It recently forecast that in 2023, this year, the UK will fare the worst of any developed country, in part because of the government's fiscal and monetary policies.
And it's not just the UK. There have been strikes in France as well. I know at least one of the issues, and it's about a proposal, not something that's actually happened yet. But tell us what's going on in France.
Yeah, it's a little different in France. We saw a massive protest yesterday, more than 1 million people on the streets of Paris, as well as strikes hitting the rail system, air transport and schools. Once again, these strikes seem to have quite a lot of public support. But the issue in France, what they're protesting, is President Emmanuel Macron's plan to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64. So to raise the retirement age by 2 years. What Macron is trying to do is overhaul the welfare system in France. He has said that people in his country, quote, need to work more. And that's not going down very well with French workers.
I can imagine. Holly Williams, thank you very much.
Thank you.